I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to live in the middle way and harmonize with the truth of the universe. Because here's how most people live, which is obviously not working for them, yet they keep doing it anyways, is that they're either fully committed to some change in their life, which they commit to way too much, and then what happens is that they go back into their comfort zone and self-sabotage, and they repeat this cycle and loop until they finally realize what the middle way is, and I'm going to share with you what that is in this video so you can actually consistently see growth in every single area of your life that you want to actually see growth in, and consistently grow, consistently transform, consistently become who you want to be, and stop this back and forth pattern of growing and then going back and then growing and then going back, and then with that loop you actually never grow, you stay stuck in not changing. I'm going to share with you how to avoid this and how to step into the middle way, creating your reality once again. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to live in the middle way, and I'm going to share with you what I mean by that in just a moment, and harmonize with the truth of the universe, is to understand that there's pretty much 3 zones that you can be in your life. And I'm going to share with you what those zones are right now. There's what you call the comfort zone, the discomfort zone, and the panic zone. I'm going to share with you a chart right over here so that you can actually see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. As you can see in this chart over here, there's the middle part where you're in the comfort zone. Now, in this comfort zone, what's happening is that you're attached to feeling the exact same feelings you've already felt. Just repeating the same thing again and again and again. Just comforts, just what you know, the safety of what you know, the safety of being in those patterns that you are familiar with. Now, the discomfort zone is where you should be, so to speak, and I'm going to share with you why in just a moment, where you're still honoring the comfort zone. You're still honoring where you used to be, but now you're consciously moving in a different direction while honoring still where it used to be, but just getting out of your comfort zone, expanding who you are, expanding your identity, stepping into something more that perhaps you've never actually stepped into before, which is going to create a little bit of anxiety for you, maybe a little bit of fear. But also what you'll notice is that with that fear is actually, with that fear actually comes an excitement and a feeling of like passion and joy, right? Because you can't have passion and joy and excitement actually without being a little bit scared. That's what I found in my life. A little bit of fear is actually good. A little bit of discomfort is actually where you want to be in your life. And this is actually how you get into the middle way. Now, what you don't want to do is get into what we call the panic zone. Getting into the panic zone. What you can see in this chart here is that if you're all the way out into the panic zone, this is actually another way to call it is the trauma zone. You don't need to be in the trauma zone. You don't need to be in the panic zone. You don't need to be overextending yourself in your life and overly working where you're not honoring where you are, because that's actually not going to help you. In fact, if you don't honor this middle way and you really think that you're going to get what you want by going to the panic zone, because that's what the ego does, right? The ego is like, oh my gosh, I want to just go into the panic zone and manifest what I want as fast as possible by working really, really hard. But what happens is that you put an output of energy that's way too much energy. You don't get what you want. In fact, not only do you not get what you want from that space of being in the panic trauma zone, it becomes too much and you go right back into your comfort zone. So perfect example of this in a practical way that I can share with you is that actually, let's just say you've never been to the gym before and you decide, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym every single day and work really, really hard for a year. Now, if you've never been to the gym before, what's likely going to happen is that it's going to be too much for you. You're going to push yourself too hard. You might even get injured. And then what's going to happen is that you'll stop going to the gym for months, maybe even years. Maybe you'll never even go back to the gym ever again in your life. And this is what most people are stuck in, is they think that they're going to be this noble being by let me challenge myself as hard as I can, but then they go right back to the comfort zone. Now, the way that we break this pattern of consistently going into the trauma zone and then back into the comfort zone is by living in what some cultures call the middle way, where you're always kind of a little bit uncomfortable. Like for me personally, I'm always a little bit uncomfortable. I'm never comfortable. I mean, actually, that's a lie. Sometimes I go back into my comfort zone, but what I always teach and what I live by is to never actually stay there. You can go into your comfort zone, get a little bit uncomfortable, maybe go back into your comfort zone, or maybe you can stay in discomfort consistently, but that can also become a little bit too much, where that discomfort actually starts to become a little bit of trauma. So go back into discomfort, or maybe go back into your comfort zone completely. Whatever is resonating for you, you have to start to trust yourself, but you need to be aware that going into the panic zone is not a wise choice. Staying in the comfort zone is not a wise choice. You never want to attach to either of these states. You want to learn to be somewhere in the middle most of the time in your life, most of the time in your day. My day is actually dedicated to being in that, what some people call the middle point energy. One of my mentors calls it the middle point energy. When you can learn to stay in this middle point energy, everything in your life is going to start to move forward again in a way that it was never able to actually move forward before you made that choice to stay in the middle way, because you're just consistently being inconsistent. You're consistently being inconsistent. So rather than being consistently inconsistent, why not be consistently consistent with just being a little bit uncomfortable every single day? You know, this can be something as simple as you're going outside for a walk and you decide to walk in a little bit of a different way that just challenges you a little bit. Maybe just move your body in a different way. Maybe feel your body a little bit more. Maybe change the music that you listen to. Maybe if you've been listening to music, maybe listen to a podcast. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Oh, that feels a little bit weird. Go there. If you've been to the gym for many months and you're doing the exact same exercises in the exact same way, what you'll find is that you stop growing. You stop changing. So you have to do that exercise that feels a little bit weird and awkward. That's where the growth happens, right? When you learned to ride a bike for the first time, it felt a little bit awkward, a little bit weird, right? To like learn to pedal. I don't know if you actually remember what that was like. I do. I remember what that was like to learn to ride a bike. What I remember is that it felt awkward, weird, and uncomfortable. Yet, it was extremely exciting to go through that process looking back, even though I didn't necessarily realize it at the time. But once I went through many months and years of attaching and being committed to that comfort zone, what you realize is that, let's be honest, it's boring. It's so boring to stay in the comfort zone because there's no growth, there's no challenge, there's no expansion, and in fact, it starts to become very uncomfortable, ironically. Staying in that comfort zone and avoiding the expansion becomes very uncomfortable, very challenging, actually more challenging than it would be if you just went into the discomfort zone and honored that expansion is a part of the universe. Now we're going to get to that in just a moment, because I do believe that the universe is inherently designed to be actually expanding and growing on a consistent basis. And you need to align with this in your life if you want to actually see the results that your heart really wants. So understanding this chart here that I've showed you is going to allow you to understand that actually committing to the comfort zone is not a wise choice. Committing to the panic zone is quite obviously not a wise choice. You don't want to go to the gym and lift 300 pounds if you've never done that before. You are going to get injured. You are going to get hurt, and you are going to actually not only not grow, you will go backwards and actually regress and not just slow down, you will regress if you go too far into that expansion zone in a way that's dishonoring you. So just understand this as we move forward in this video, that you want to be just right in the middle, and you need to start to tune into yourself. What does that mean to you? What is being in the discomfort zone for you? For me, a couple months ago, I had really bad health issues to the point where I couldn't even get out of bed, to be honest with you. My health issues, my mindset, my depression, whatever you want to call it, got so bad, couldn't record any videos, couldn't get out of bed, couldn't be who I wanted to be. For me, my discomfort zone was going outside for a walk for 15 minutes and just moving my body a little bit. And that might sound ridiculous, but that's because I was attached to my comfort zone for so many months and years that even just something as simple as going for a walk was actually challenging for me. And by the way, what I had really bad skin issues called eczema, which I'm going to be recording a whole video on this. And I'm about 95% healed at this point. And I wholeheartedly believe that the reason I was able to get to where I'm at now was by understanding what I'm sharing with you in this video. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a professional in terms of health, but what I will tell you is that I believe that the biggest reason why my health was not going the way that I wanted was because I was committed to my comfort zone, and that was reflecting in my body. In the moment that I made a choice to go into my discomfort zone and challenge myself just a little bit as much as I can every single day that honors who I used to be, because we're always transforming into something else and honoring who we used to be in the past, so to speak, but becoming something new. The moment that I made a choice to overall live in the middle way, consistently my health got better every single day. Every single day got consistently better. In the long, grand scheme of things, there was ups, there was downs, and there's still ups and downs in my life in all areas. I'm about 95% healed, but if there's anything that comes up, I've trained myself to simply ignore the problem and focus on the solution. And again, I am about 95% healed at this point, but it was about understanding that I needed to focus on growing. I needed to focus on challenging myself. I needed to focus on getting out of my comfort zone. And I wholeheartedly believe that middle point energy is what allowed me to heal 95% of my health issues, which only have lingering tiny aspects of it left, and my consciousness, which can't last much longer in terms of being in my field when I'm consistently going in a different direction. The past has to fall away when you focus on the future. Now let's move on. The second thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to live in the middle way and harmonize with the truth of the universe. Lesson number 2, see the consequences of attaching to comfort. See the consequences of that. What does it mean for you to be committed to comfort? What is going to happen in your life in the next 6 months if you stay attached to comfort? For me, my life was on the line. If I stayed attached to comfort, quite literally what would have happened is I really believe I could have lost my life, because I was just so committed to focusing on the problem and just being comfortable and being safe, and it made me very unsafe. I felt very unsafe attaching to safety. Isn't that so ironic? The more that I attached to safety and comfort, I put myself in a position where I was very unsafe, very uncomfortable, and there was serious consequences to that. Now, of course, there's risks associated with challenging yourself and stepping into a new version of yourself, but there's also serious risks that I think people don't understand when it comes to staying in your comfort zone. In fact, usually staying in the comfort zone, I believe, in my experience, has actually worse risks than just getting out into the discomfort zone. It's absolutely crazy and totally backwards to what we've been taught in society. You would really think that, it would be more unsafe to go after your dreams and to challenge yourself. That's not been my experience at all, whatsoever. In my experience, when I attach to safety, it is the most unsafe, the most unstable, the most chaotic environment that I can possibly create by being attached to comfort. And you need to see that in your life. You need to see the consequences and be honest with yourself. What are the actual consequences of being committed to the comfort zone? What is that for you? For me, it was skin issues, health issues, financial issues. My relationships were extremely dysfunctional. Every single aspect of my life was in a total state of dysfunction and disharmony with the universe, just because I was scared to feel a little bit of discomfort. Now I feel a little bit of discomfort every single day, and I'm more comfortable than I was before. I'm more comfortable being consistently in the discomfort zone than being attached to the comfort zone. Does that make sense? I overall feel a sense of safety, a sense of security, a sense of groundedness, being comfortable in the uncomfortable, being comfortable in the discomfort, being okay that I'm going to feel a little bit uncomfortable every single day, being okay in that space. I feel so much more safety, so much more security in that space than I ever did being committed to my comfort zone. I'll tell you right now, you need to see the consequences of attaching to comfort in your life. You have to see this, because unless you see this, unless you become conscious of what you're doing to yourself, you will be convincing yourself you have to stay in that space and do it again and again and again and again until you finally realize, yeah, I'm damaging myself by doing this. You're hurting yourself by being in the comfort zone. Do yourself a favor, and at the very least, if you're not ready to change, I understand. At least be honest about what you're doing to yourself and how being committed to the comfort zone is actually not only slowing you down, but it's hurting you. It's hurting you. It's not making you safe. It's not helping you to be secure. It's making you feel unsecure. It's making you unsafe. And in fact, it's causing all the problems in your life by being committed to the comfort zone. So I highly encourage you to not be committed to the comfort zone. I can't control you. I can't make a choice for you. If you want to stay on that plane of consciousness, that's totally your call. But in my experience, you're going to suffer a lot and you're going to face serious, absolutely terrible consequences that are a lot worse than if you just challenged yourself and got out of your comfort zone. That's been my experience, at least. Look, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. Maybe your personal experience is totally different. Maybe you need to be in that comfort zone because whatever reason, you feel like you have to. But for me personally, being in that space manifested negative situations, manifested negative things in my life, created the problem even more. Just downward spiral, downward spiral, downward spiral. Now, I'm on what you call upward spiral of consciousness, or at least that's what I like to call it, where I'm always a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm growing and I'm changing and I'm seeing results every single day. Even if it's just 1% every single day, I'm increasing 1% every single day. And that compounds over time and speeds up and accelerates and gets more epic as time goes on, because you're just the kind of person that's always growing. That's who you are now. I'm the kind of person that just grows. That's who you become when you're in the middle way. You become a person that is committed to change. You're committed to being a new person. You're committed to the transformational journey of life. You're committed to being the kind of person that simply is always transforming. If you would like to embody that and take that as part of your consciousness, take what resonates for you from this video and embody it into your consciousness, what you have to do is commit to living in that space of what we call the middle way. And the first step is seeing the consequences of not doing that, okay? And now the third thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to live in the middle way and harmonize with the truth of the universe, system number 3, what you need to do is you need to notice that actually it's easier to always be a little bit uncomfortable every single day. It's easier. Believe me, please believe me. Don't take my word for it. Notice, again, actually don't believe me. I take that back. Don't believe me. Prove it to yourself. Notice in your life that if you look at your life in the long term, your stability, your safety, your security, who you are in the world, just you being the kind of person that's comfortable in your body every single day, what you have to notice is that the way that you become comfortable in your body and the way that you become comfortable and feel secure in life is by being comfortable in the uncomfortable. And actually be uncomfortable and uncomfortable. Like hold your energy, hold your awareness in that discomfort. Just be there with it fully. But not because you have to, not because you feel like you need to, but because you simply see and are aware that that is the more wise choice to make. Because you would think logically, like, no, actually, why would you put yourself into an uncomfortable position on purpose? That makes no sense. But the reason why you do this is because you are conscious of what happens when you don't do that, which is usually negative scenarios, unsafety, unsecurity. You have to notice this. You have to notice this. You can't take my word for this. You're not going to change until you realize this right now. I mean, not right now, at any point in your life. You're never going to be the kind of person that changes unless you realize what I'm sharing with you in this video. If you understand what I'm sharing with you in this video, you're never going to understand why, you're never going to not understand why you're stuck in your life ever again. That's a bold claim to make. I'm convicted and I know for sure that I'm telling you the truth because I've seen it to be the case in my life. My experience has showed me that it's actually so much easier to always be a little bit uncomfortable. And I'm not saying to be in the panic zone. I'm saying just a little bit of uncomfort, just a little bit. So if you go to the gym and you have been doing the same weights, add 2.5 pounds to the workout, just a little bit. And the next week, add 2.5 pounds again and keep doing that forever, for infinity. This is what you need to embody if you want to harmonize with life. And the reason why this is in harmony with life is because life is expanding, life is growing. What life doesn't want is for you to be committed to the comfort zone. Don't take my word for this. Apply this and test this and notice in your life when you're committed to the comfort zone, nothing works for you. Things don't manifest the way that you want. You stay stuck. You stay in limbo. Nothing works how you want. And notice as well that when you're just, holding that awareness, holding that light, and just a little bit of discomfort every moment as much as possible. And if it becomes too much, okay, go back into your comfort zone. That's fine. But don't stay stuck there. What I want to make really clear is that I'm not telling you to always be in the discomfort zone either. If you have to go back to comfort, then do that. But just be aware, okay, that's what's happening. I'm going to my comfort zone now, but I'm not going to stay here for too long and then get right back into the game. That's success right there. To me, I define success by being in the discomfort zone, not by what's happening in the outside world. Like, I can't control how many subscribers I get. I don't care. I'm not interested in how many subscribers I get, really. I'm interested, of course I am, but I'm more interested in actually showing up in these videos every single day, challenging myself to show up even when I don't feel like it, to show up when I do feel like it, to be committed to my vision, to what I want to create every single day, no matter what. And to me, that's just showing up. That's challenging for me. That's exciting to me. That makes me feel like I'm a little bit on edge to be committed to that, to create this, to share with you what I know, to be showing up in these videos every single day. To me, that is my expansion zone, is always just having that. I mean, that's one way to do it, just to be recording these videos. There's many things that I do in my life just staying in this comfort zone. And I don't want to give you too many examples, not because I don't want to share, but because for you, it's gonna be completely subjective. So just to conclude this video, a good question that I'm gonna ask you right now is, what is that discomfort zone for you? Where are you just comfortable? Where are you comfortable? And be honest. This could be every area of your life. It could be one area of your life. For me, it wasn't just one area. I was committed to comfort, period, in every single area. In business, I was comfortable. In my health, I was comfortable. In my relationships, I was comfortable. And guess what that did? It destroyed my life. My life was falling apart and nothing was working. When I surrendered to what is happening now and to move towards what I want from that space, everything shifted for me, and that's what I'm inviting you to do in this video. And the first step to this is this question: where are you committed to the comfort zone? Where are you committed to safety, which is actually creating unsafe scenarios for you? Where are you committed to not facing your fears? Where are you committed to being and doing the exact same thing every single day? Where can you let that go and choose to step into discomfort and be there for as long as possible until it becomes too much? Go back into your comfort zone, of course. But where can you challenge yourself? Where can you step out of your comfort zone and expand your identity? I want you to sit with this. I want you to really let that sink in and decide for yourself, where can you go in your life that you can actually expand yourself and step into that discomfort zone, where once you do this, you realize that once again, you are a divine creator and that you are in alignment and in harmony with the universe and life itself. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Also, if this video was supportive for you in any way, leave a comment down below sharing what your experience was, what you thought about it, what you feel, what you think. I read every single comment and I would love to hear what you have to say. Also, lastly, please hit that like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know wholeheartedly that they are divine creators of their reality, in that they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible, helping themselves and helping others in the process as well. Hitting that like button does help the YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next